Hello everyone, I hope you guys can hear me well. I decided to make this video because a lot of people have been asking me to, basically I've been getting comments where people have been asking me to give them pointers on vocals and things. And I'm not a vocal coach of any sorts. I know a lot of people have said to me, hey, maybe you can do vocal coaching, but I'm not a vocal coach at all. I'm not very knowledgeable in technique and breathing and all of the works that I'm sure there's more to get into, and I'm sure there's a whole study about it that I have not done, so I'm nowhere near a vocal coach. I'm kind of a self-taught guy who just figured out harmonies. And today I'm going to try to explain my understanding of vocal harmonies with visuals. So it's kind of like a dumbed down, not calling you guys dumb or anything, but it just like a dumbed down view of how I see harmonies in a certain sense, just to make it easier for some people to understand if words that I've used in my videos have not worked for you guys. So I'm going to try to use visuals. So I'm going to open up Photoshop here. Hello, look at me, hello. Okay. So this is unscripted, so please bear with me. Alright, so I'm gonna use lines as what I'm trying to show you, okay? So when you sing a song, you always sing the melody, or if you're coming up with a song, the melody is what comes first. Now that's the vocal that you usually follow as the lead and how the song will flow, okay? So here is the red line. Sorry. Okay. Sorry, my pen. I'm just gonna put right mellow, okay? I don't know why my Photoshop's kind of slow. Anyway, slow with a stylus anyway. Forgive me. Okay, so this is the melody. Let me shrink this. I'll probably end up cutting this video chunk load. I'm just trying to give you guys a visual. Okay. So this red is the melody, okay? This is like your lead vocal that you would put as, you know, the vocal that you'd follow, okay? And then you have your classic three part, which when I'm usually picking out harmonies, I try to find out the three part first, because there's if there's a harmony group, usually they'll have that three part. So here's one above. Okay, I'm gonna call this. I'm gonna use my terms with this. This is high. This is the high harmony. Okay. Now keep in mind these are like your tones or whatever you want to call them. I'm not the best with the terms. Often if you're just thinking about how to harmonize, you know, do your whole like do re mi thing. I don't do that, but I usually just sing the tone like That's basically what harmonies are. But as a visual, I'll show you guys what I mean when I talk about some of the things I do. Okay, so that's a high harmony, right? And then oftentimes, I find most three-parters are generally high, then middle, then low. Okay, so this green is going to be low. This is a low harmony. Now, maybe some of you might be confused because I often use like tenor, countertenor, and all that stuff, baritone stuff, but it really all depends on what the actual tone is. because different sounds are considered a different vocal range. You understand what I mean? So all that is range, not harmony. But usually the harmony that they do ends up in that range. Say like Joy Fatone does baritone, because usually his harmonies are in and around that range. But really his voice is like a high tenor almost. His voice is pretty high, actually. Okay, moving on. Now, this is why I call it a high-low. Okay, I'm going to make this a little bit darker, but this is still in the green area. Okay. This is the high-low, okay? I know you... Sorry. I stutter a lot sometimes. I know you guys hear me say high-low, and I'll explain visually why I say that. Okay, so this is the high-low. Now, why I say this is the high-low, because when you follow these vocals, these are the same, except on different octaves or registers, whatever you want to call it. There's a bunch of words for it. These are the same, except on different registers. Okay? And now I'm going to make what I call a double high. Let me know in the comments if you appreciate this video. I just figured it'd be something fun for me to do for you guys, just in case you guys might get confused with what I talk about. Okay, whatever, just dub high. Ah, great, that's the fan. Anyway, okay, so this is double high. Now, these two are the same on different octaves. You understand? Now, if you've seen my Back to Your Heart, the Back to Your Heart arrangement by Backstreet Boys, this is how it's done. This right here. So they have the melody. The words to say, the road to take, to find a way back to your heart. And this one would be the words to say, the road to take, to find a way back to your heart. And these would be the same except on a different register. The words to say, the road to take, to find a way back to your heart. This is the high harmony. This is over the melody. So the words to say, the road to take, to find a way back to your heart. Which would be the same with this except low. The words to say, the road to take, to find a way back to your heart. Okay, but this is when I usually say high-low, this is not a bass. Depending, it can be a bass depending on how low it is, but usually people don't sing that low. You understand? Usually this is of a range where this won't be a bass, because then the song's pretty low. You understand? So that's why I call it a high-low, because it's the same as the high harmony except on a different octave, which will then harmonize with this and harmonize with this. So you can actually have a 3-part disregarding these, and this will harmonize. Do you guys know the song Carry On Wayward Son? That's a popular song. Carry on my wayward son, carry on my wayward son, carry on my wayward son. That's a 3-part harmony with 2 octaves down. It doesn't have any of this. Now, when I say dissonant harmonies, which usually is what I like to call the fill-ins, this will be funny colors. Now, those harmonies are what is slid into here. Okay? Now, these harmonies are very tricky to work with. Sometimes these harmonies don't really work with your instrumentals because it has to be a certain sound. That's why you hear these harmonies more in acapellas, because it works better with just plain vocals. Because music, it's in itself has to be melodic also. Sometimes it interferes with that sound. These obviously won't, because they are melodic in nature. Hopefully I'm using the terms right. You understand? These are melodic in nature. But there's a few things you can do that will work. Now, it's going to be hard for me to explain this and maybe sing it. I wish I could sing it. Wish I had musical examples, but like remember my if you guys heard my the some say it wasn't worth the, in that they have something that's in between the high and the melody. So some say it, and there's some say it wasn't worth the. If he continued on the whole way, the ring would have just been way too off. Some say it wasn't worth the ending wouldn't be melodic. Sometimes you start with it and then end with something else. Oftentimes it'll have what these are called dissonant harmonies. I'm hoping I'm using the terms properly. Dissonant means lack of harmony, but generally it's a note that gives off an extra ring that sometimes is off-putting. But also at the same time, there's different kinds of rings in between. So you can have like a ring that doesn't sound that off, and it'll still work. Again, I wish I had better examples prepared for you guys, but hopefully it all works out. I draw myself crazy an example. Now Joey's harmony is kind of a monotone harmony there, but it's not like crazy dissonant. This ring is not overly fighting. So his I lie awake, I drive myself crazy. There's one bit that's really fighting against JC's harmony. I lie awake and I lie awake, awake, wake, wake, wake. They kind of fight, but the rest of the way he stays straight and doing something different than JC. That's why that song is so impressive with the harmonies. His vocal doesn't fight against his too much in that. This is all from my observations. I'm not a pro. I didn't go to school for this, and I just making these visual for you guys to hopefully understand better, because this is what I see in my head. As a dissonant harmony that like you can really tell that the ring is like a really fighting ring. The end of Silent Night by Boyz II Men and the end of Oh Holy Night by NSYNC. The Christ was born. You hear how that's like horn. You can just hear in itself that it's not so much melodic in nature. It gives off like this sort of unsettling feeling. Oftentimes people will end songs with that. Or say something in a song is, whatever the subject is in the song is kind of harsher. Maybe they'll add that dissonant harmony. So I'll sing it again, like Christ was born, Christ was born, Christ was born. I'm losing track of my my sounds here. It's easier when I sing it and then sing it with a melody, but hopefully you understand what I'm trying to say. So born and born, 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 born. Then they have the bass, born. See, all those other harmonies are like melodic in nature and have a nice flowing ring to it. And then born. Usually they like slide it in so it has a built to its offness. Born. Have you ever heard? You hear it a lot in acapella, especially with Boyz II Men. They like to do that stuff. If I can try to remember this one harmony in their Silent Night thing, it goes yeah, this is a harmony that goes, sleep in heavenly peace. And the melody's, sleep in heaven. sleep in heavenly peace, 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 peace. You understand? They kind of fight each other. And if you go listen to that song, you'll hear that fighting ring. Very apparent. Now, let's talk about bass vocals. Okay. Now, usually the easy bass vocal is just this. Blech. Hold shift to do a straight line in Photoshop, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Now this is the same as this. 2 under if you're just following the melodic structure and just natural instinct of harmonizing. This right here is the same as the melody. Hopefully that you guys understand that. So you got a low harmony and then a high low and then a bass vocal, again depending on what the tone of it is. Okay, so this will be the same as the melody. Now this is the easy way to harmonize with, like songs like I want you back. You're all I ever wanted. You're all I ever wanted. You're all I ever needed. You're all I ever needed. He's just following the melody, except on a low octave, which would be 2 under. Now, again, you can get rid of all this, and then these will be your 3-part, and have that 3-part ring. Now, what happens in a lot of cases with harmony groups is this is kind of stale, and they want the bass to do this kind of thing. If you listen to a cappella bass stuff, usually they have stuff that goes up and down. Like, oh, holy night, the stars shining, the night, dear Savior's birth. Ah, ooh, long lay the world pining, appeared, so felt its worth. Dum 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 dum, a new and glorious more. That type of thing makes it more artistic, and then you can find openings of harmonies. Now, here's something else to bring up. You can purposely cause openings of harmonies depending if you're smart enough to channel a certain sound. Like I Drive Myself Crazy. Think about how crazy JC's harmony is in that. I lie awake, I drive myself crazy, drive myself crazy. He sang it in such a way that they could actually fit harmonies in there. Okay, here's another example. Here's a song by the artist Robin. Okay, now this is a perfect 4-part in this last bit. Show me love and what it's all about, alright. Okay, that's melody. Show me love and what it's all about, alright. Sorry, the X, I didn't mean that. Okay, I'll do it again. So, high harmony. Show me love and what it's all about, alright. And then, show me love and what it's all about, alright. And then, right in this section here, what it's all about, alright. Show me love and what it's all. So this is all about, all, what it's all, all. A mix of perfect 4-piece. Very interesting. See, she purposely sang it so that it has. She purposely sang it so there was room for it. Here, let me try actually singing it on here. The camera is still recording. Show me love and what it's all about, alright. Okay, forgive me for the wait in the section where I was not recording with my voice. Now I'm gonna use. Hopefully you guys can see that I just sang pieces here. Now this is a perfect 4-part. It's created. The artist created a section of a song where she created an opening for the harmonies to have a perfect 4-piece. And I'll show it to you now. Okay, so hear this out. I'll start with the melody. Actually, I'll show the whole thing. And then show everything. Okay, so bear with me. Show me love and what it's all about, alright. Show me love and what it's all about, alright. Show me love and what it's all about, alright. Show me love and what it's all about, alright. Show me love and what it's all about, alright. Okay, so hopefully I'm not screwing myself by stopping recording and then showing you guys that piece. I'll see in the editing process, which might take forever. Okay, hopefully I cleared things up. So let's recap. Here's melody in the red. Okay, so this is the high harmony, lower harmony. These are 3-part, generic 3-part. Sometimes you can have double high. And I will take you in my arms, and I will take you in my arms, and I will take you in my arms. Okay. And then you can have your 3-piece like this. And then you can have your 3-piece like this. And then you can have your 3-piece like this. So if I were to put one on top of here, this would be the same as this. Like you're all I ever wanted, you're all I ever wanted. Same thing, different octave. You can find your harmonies in between. Now these are what I call the in-betweens or dissonant harmonies sometimes, depending on how fighting the ring is. I'm usually quite impressed when people find these types of notes. Okay, so those are what I consider the most impressive to find those, because I mean this is like your average structure of harmony, harmonizing instinctively. Now here's an example. Backstreet Boys, their songs usually tend to do stuff like this, and then they'll usually have this happening. Hopefully you understand this. So, 'cause every time I breathe, I take you in, and my heart beats again. 'Cause every time I breathe, I take you in. 'Cause every time I breathe, I take you in. 'Cause every time I breathe, I take you in. Then somebody up here has to make up for it, and maybe even here. And then you get an interesting set of vocals. Backstreet Boys does this thing a lot. Shape of My Heart, Drowning. I'm sure there's another one, but can't think of it right now. And I think I'm going to stop the video here before this gets too long and crazy. And yeah. Okay.